Another Jamaica Parliament showdown, Angela Brown Burke versus Andrew Holness. When a woman in Parliament asks a straight question, all Jamaica expects is a straight answer. But instead, what we saw was arrogance, aggression, and a prime minister trying to drown a simple question under a mountain of theatrics. Rewind the tape, because this one shocked Jamaica. Mr. Prime Minister, respectfully, what was that? Dr. Angela Brown Burke, MP for St. Andrew Southwest, asked you a clear, legitimate question. Not disrespectful, not political grandstanding, just a citizen's question from the People's Parliament. What exactly did your government do, independent of aid, after Hurricane Melissa? And instead of answering, you launched into one of the most defensive, aggressive speeches Jamaica has heard since this hurricane crisis began. Let's break it down, because the people deserve clarity, not attitude.
Asking, why is it this early relief program has been so chaotic, disjointed, and partisan in how it has been carried out?
The question asked is a classic case of bringing the false notion onto a public platform. I can say here, and the member from Southwest, I call her my neighbor and my sister. I try not to be harsh, but she's saying that she can manage it. The member from St. Andrew Southwest is not an expert in disaster recovery. The experts in disaster recovery have spoken, and they have spoken publicly on Jamaican media, on Jamaican radio. They have written documents, and they have said quite the opposite. In fact, they have commended Jamaica as a small island developing state for its response. The persons who peddle this falsehood, Mr. Speaker, seem to conveniently ignore that Hurricane Melissa was one of the strongest hurricanes to have hit Jamaica, not just in the Atlantic, but globally. It is in the top 3 strongest hurricanes. No other hurricane has done the level of damage to Jamaica in its recorded history than this one.
Classic case of false notion. Sir, stop deflecting. The very first thing you did was dismiss her question as a classic case of bringing false notion onto a public platform. No, Prime Minister, asking for accountability is not falsehood. It's leadership. We, the Jamaican people, are still waiting to see your government's own relief efforts separate from foreign donations and diaspora kindness. Then you try to downplay her credentials. You said, the member from St. Andrew Southwest is not an expert in disaster recovery. Sir, respectfully, none of the citizens who lost their homes are experts either, but they know they didn't receive help for days. Dr. Angela Brown Burke didn't need to be an expert. She just needed to be a Jamaican MP doing her job. And she did. You didn't answer. You spent 5 minutes praising yourself, but still didn't answer the question you talked about. Opening the airport, calling JDF checking roads, helicopters, people walking 20 miles, a wall falling on a man Americans sending airlift, Holland bamboo being blocked, all tragic, all emotional, but none of it answers the question. What did the government do for the people after the hurricane, independent of donations? And then, you called Jamaicans unreasonable and liars, Prime Minister. This is where you lost the country. You said the people who question the response are unreasonable, lying, and they don't mean Jamaica any good.
The people who peddle that are unreasonable, and they are lying, and they don't mean Jamaica anything. Now, Mr. Speaker, I am the first one to say that in the immediate response, there was a scramble. We don't deny that, because we have never had this before. Institutions, funny enough, Mr. Speaker, the members from Westmoreland made a very strong case that the disaster response was slow and ineffective. And I reflected on it. I did, because every criticism I take it and I look at it, because if I am wrong, I'm the first to admit. In the same way that when I looked at the response, I said in the first 3 days, we were all just trying to run around and trying to get things done. And you know why, Mr. Speaker? Because the member will tell you that the disaster manager for the parish fell ill, had a stroke, and that key person in the coordination of the response was not available. But I wouldn't only use that as a response, as an excuse. There were persons who lost their roofs, who were cut off, had no telecommunications, we couldn't find them. So to say that our response was slow, it's not just a lie, it's unfair.
No, sir. The same citizens you're insulting are the same citizens clearing blocked roads, helping neighbors, and sending donations from their own pockets. This is not the time to attack the people. This is the time to lead. You admitted the response was a scramble, but still refused to accept responsibility. You said, in the first 3 days, we were all just trying to run around. So the response was slow. The people were right. The MPs were right. And Dr. Brown Burke was right to ask the question. But instead of honesty, you chose defensiveness, aggression, and long talking. Jamaica is tired. People still have no roof, no food, no water. And our leaders arguing instead of answering. Dr. Angela Brown Burke didn't attack you. She asked you to account. And the people deserve that answer without you calling them liars or ignorant. Prime Minister, respect the citizens, respect the Parliament, and most importantly, respect the truth. This is Michy Deck's commentary, keeping the fire blazing and the facts straight. Like, share, and subscribe for more real Jamaican reporting. Peace.